So in integration week, we want to really practice this stuff. I did give you, I did a worksheet and added it this morning to help you get to the underlying core belief, but in essence, what's underneath the core belief is the unmet need. I call it a treasure map because somebody got a puppy. I call it a treasure map. Now you got it. Whoever it was got it. Thank you. Because this is so often not talked about. The reason that that emotional surge comes up in the system is because there's a core belief there that we're not safe. We're going to die if we're rejected, or we're not cared for, we're not nurtured, we're not seen, we're not heard, we're not worthy, we're not good enough. That is a core belief, but it was formed for a reason. The reason it was formed is because there's an unmet need underneath. Now, the beauty of being programmed in our subconscious mind, it has challenges, but then it has like advantages too, because we can reprogram, we can rewire. There's a saying, and I want to say it's Dr. Joe Dispenza. Neural pathways that fire together, wire together. This is another reason why it's so difficult to step out of our comfort zone into a new area of uncertainty. If you want to get into the neuroscience of it, it's simply because in your comfort zone, even if it's unhealthy, if it's abusive, if it's toxic, those neurons are already soldered together. They're already wired together. Remember, we're electrical creatures. So we have to, in going out of our comfort zone to something that's better for us, that's more healthy, more enjoyable life for us, we have to disconnect these neural pathways and go over here and start firing new neural pathways over here. And again, back to willpower. This is why willpower, it's BS belief system. That's the new BS. We're going to clean it up a little bit. It's the belief system. So the neural pathways in the old comfort zone are still just soldered together. We have to disconnect them and go to the new comfort zone and fire them together through daily practice. That's why I keep saying daily practice, daily practice, daily practice, daily practice. That's how you fire new neural pathways together. When you do it for 21 days straight, it starts to kind of become more flowy. That's why they say it takes 21 days to form a new habit. When you do it for 66 days straight, this is evidence-based science. 66 days straight is when they become soldered together. And it becomes the new normal. It becomes muscle memory. If anybody does dance, learning new dance steps, you have to, the magic word in dance is again, do it again, do it again, do it again, because it becomes muscle memory where you no longer have to think in your mind the step. It automatically comes because it's muscle memory. So you don't have to think in your mind, okay, wait, longer exhale than the inhale, hand over heart, okay, conscious breath, belly out. You don't have to think about it anymore if you do it daily for 66 days, because it becomes muscle memory, becomes the new normal. When I was first learning conscious breath, I was like, okay, belly out, belly in, okay, do it a few times a day. Now I actually breathe that way throughout the day. I'm like, yeah, put that belly out. Everybody wants to walk around. Oh man, especially like back in the 80s. Oh goodness gracious. Like, oh, I have a tight belly, like everybody sucks their belly in and they're breathing up here in the top of their lungs, in their rib cage. We're not taught the right way to breathe. The right way to breathe, to tell your body it's safe in the environment, is conscious breath. And now that I've practiced it daily for many, many months now, it's natural that I breathe that way. But it takes practice, the daily practice. So that's another reason why this program needs to be like 90 days long, because we need to solidify the muscle memory, and then anything that we can do to support it even more or build on it, we're going to do. So the good news is this is 21 days. Yes, this is 21 days from the first video. So we're going into week 4, but this is 21 days. So if you have been doing your confidence guided meditation, the visualization every day since the first class, you've been doing it for 21 days straight, you're solidifying a new habit at this point. Do it for 67 days and it'll be muscle memory. Your first thought that will come up will be the confidence, not the imposter syndrome, for example. Okay, that's why this work is so, what's the word? It's actionable. It works. If you do the steps and you do the daily practice, it works. Yes, it's going to be frustrating, but it works. Yes, it's going to be, there's still going to be ruptures in your life and in your, relationships and all, but that's okay, because now you're going to know how to handle it. Okay. So in your workbook that you're going to get very familiar with, if you're not already familiar with it, there's a page that I added, this checklist that I was just mentioning. It's something like that, but it's the 5-step process. Yes. So the 5-step process in integrating this week, if you haven't done it already, is the first step is talk to your loved ones, your friends, even your boss, that you are working on things, that you are working on triggers or reactive knee-jerk reactions, because you want to be a better coworker, you want to be a better associate, you want to be a better spouse, you want to be a better parent. Whatever it is, you can have a very short conversation that, hey, I'm working on this. If I have to leave very quickly, it's nothing to do with you. You didn't do anything wrong. It's something that's surging in my system that I need to do this daily practice over and over, because I am actually stepping out of my comfort zone and forming a new way of being, so that I become a better parent, a better coworker, a better, you know what I mean? So it's make it where it's advantageous to them for you to go ahead and step away. Because whenever it happens where you're triggered and you need to step away, then they're going to be like, oh, they're doing that so that they can have a better connection with me. So it becomes a positive experience for them. And that will help give you the permission to go ahead and do that and step away anytime that you need to. And I want to say there was a script with that somewhere. If there's not, if there's not a script, and I honestly, I'm not seeing one here. Oh, I'm sorry. It's on the class notes. The script with talking with loved ones, friends, coworkers. I just wanted you to know that I'm focusing on becoming a better blank coworker, parent, spouse to you by addressing triggers happening inside me that don't have anything to do with you. You didn't cause them. But when they do randomly come up, it's a golden opportunity for me to work with them in the moment. Right? So I just want you to know that if I randomly have to quickly excuse myself, you didn't do anything wrong. I'm just doing some really good work on myself at the moment. Okay. That might help open that spaciousness for you to go ahead and excuse yourself. So that's step one with the integration, if you haven't already done it. Step two, start using the workbook to help you to get to what's underneath the trigger. The daily practice is starting the day with the morning pages. This came from Julia Cameron's book, The Artist's Way. And all it is basically is when you wake up, it's just kind of a brain dump. All the thoughts jumping around in your mind, when you write them all down, and she recommends 3 pages, like 3 fronts of pages. When you write them all down, it clears your mind to see what's still there and needs addressed. And what's just randomly bouncing around. Oh, I wonder what we should do for the holiday weekend. Or, it's just those randomly bouncing around thoughts can be expressed through the pen to the paper. And again, it's energy. It goes out of your body. So the morning pages, then conscious breath, and then turning inward. This will build acknowledgement and trust between the conscious, prefrontal cortex, subconscious mind, and the body. And then, of course, when you're triggered, pause for the cause, leave the situation as quickly as possible, and do the conscious breath to sit with the emotions. Step 3, using this workbook to start to explore the emotions, the thoughts, and the body sensations that were triggered. So in this workbook, we've kind of been going step by step through it. Yeah, I bounced around the steps, didn't I? On the 5-step process, step 1 is talking with loved ones using the script. Step 2 is when you're triggered, pause for the cause and leave the situation. Step 3 is use this workbook to explore the emotions. Step 4 is start the new morning practice with the brain dump and the conscious breath and the turning inward to see anything that needs to be acknowledged. And then step 5, this is really important. Step 5 is if knee-jerk behavior happens too quickly when triggered, still go back and do the workbook and self-reflect on the thoughts, emotions, and body sensations that were present during the trigger. So don't have a knee-jerk reaction and say, oh, I didn't pause for the cause, I didn't leave, I'll try better next time. No, it's still a golden opportunity for you to sit with the trigger and do the workbook and answer the questions of where it came from, what's underneath the emotion, what's underneath the core belief, what's the unmet need. That's where we're really getting to. What's the unmet need underneath? So in the workbook, step 1 is analyze the trigger. What were you thinking when the trigger occurred? Step 2, discover the narrative. What story is being told inside you? That's the core belief right there. Step 3, examine the evidence. What is true or false about the story that's being told? This connects the subconscious with the conscious mind. That's what this step is doing. It's not to suppress what's going on. Oh, well, that didn't really happen. It was just a trigger and it was wrong and I'm not going to look at it. No, look at what's true in the present moment and be with it. This is just connecting subconscious to conscious mind. And this is actually starting to build trust in your inner system that we're going to enhance in module 2. Step 4, feel the emotion. What emotion were you feeling when the trigger occurred? Hand over heart. Be with it. Be with the emotion. Drop into the body. Where do you feel this emotion inside of you? In the heart, tightness. Mine was heartbeat. tightness in the body, tightness in the shoulders and the stomach. Listen to the emotion. Keep your attention inside the body and ask, what is the emotion trying to tell you? The daily practice steps are lined out here. The morning pages, which is just the brain dump. Then you do the conscious breath, and then you do the U-turn. What needs acknowledged inside of me? I also asked the question, even now today, this question is really helpful, even in a healed, balanced inner system. What am I avoiding? It's a powerful question. What am I avoiding? And then in your workbook, I did a daily checklist, but then this picture being color and stuff, it might have taken too much ink to print out. So I did a duplicate page for you if you don't want the picture, where you can print out this page for daily checklist and keep it where you have your morning coffee, or if you're doing morning meditation, or if you sit on the porch in the morning drinking tea, anywhere you think that it might help you, print out 7 for the day or for the week, 1 each day, and then it'll just help you. It's just a reminder to help you to do the morning practice. This will get you centered first thing in the day. It'll start building trust in your system, linking conscious with subconscious. And then when triggers occur, it's not going to be occurring on top of all of this other emotion and thoughts in your mind. You'll have cleared them out in the morning. So it helps, the centeredness helps to make the waves of that ocean, of that emotional surge, a little less, turbulent, a little less tsunami-like, and more easy to navigate. And then at the end, I just added in the workbook, it's just a helpful daily self-care for tracking your triggers, tracking your sleep, because lack of sleep and lack of eating can really alter your ability to do this work, because you need self-care to have a balanced inner system. Even now, if I'm stressed out, or if I'm tired or not feeling well, I know right away my system is going to be more susceptible to being taken over by a protective part, being irritable, just, zoning out, not being present. So daily self-care, and I know there's times where the kid's awake all night, and you're going to be tired. I get it. But then just try to get back to it. That's why it's there for a reminder, just to get back to it. Okay. So I thought today's integration video would be less time, and it looks like it's more time. So that makes sense, because we're recapping a lot that we went over and then instilling that new daily practice. Are there any questions about integrating this week?